the regulatory environment is there. It's a fact of life. Governments exist to protect the people, basically, and that's what health regimes are all about. And there's laws, and basically they're not going away. But given that, there's lots that pharmacy, if they use ingenuity, could do within that. Within those constraints, if they recognize the constraints.
I hope that far more pharmaceutical companies do more, because I think it does benefit all of us. The more engagement that we have, and the more it is accepted as a norm. I hope that it's not curtailed by guidance, I suppose, both through the FDA, which doesn't directly affect us, and from our own regulatory authorities, in the sense that I genuinely believe that very specific technical guidance will be out of date very quickly, and also that we don't need to move beyond, in a way, the core principles that we already have within, say, the AVPI code in the UK. So I hope that doesn't stifle pioneers.
The role of digital has really changed the dynamic from them, getting kind of information pushed to them through kind of the traditional methods of stimulus through television, and then going directly to their doctors to have access to that information. And it's what we're calling a new phenomenon, which is this zero moment of truth, where patients are actually now looking for information prior to their interactions with their physicians, and then even once they've been put on their script, looking again for more information.
Well, the biggest thing is obviously the legal issues. Yeah, if you look at the USA, they have much more freedom to communicate brands online and offline, to advertise them. In Europe, it's not the case yet. So informations are held back by big pharma. They are limited in putting out their whole information that they have, but that they cannot show, and therefore the legal restrictions are still very intense.
The difference is a cultural difference, and if you understand the U.S. and the history of the U.S., the First Amendment is always evoked when people are talking about either personal speech or commercial speech, and it's sacred, really, and gets in the way sometimes moving forward together. I think people want to be independent. There's a lot of independence and independence of thought.
I do genuinely believe that a challenge will be to provide high quality content where people want to consume it, and to curate that content, and to think very differently about how we work together as a pharma industry, because I think that if you go into an area, a new disease area, you want to show that you support patients within that area. But do we need 10 disease awareness sites for ovarian cancer? I don't know whether there are 10, but I have no idea. But the point is that, do we want to duplicate each other, or do we actually want to start thinking about what everyone's doing, where we can add where we can add real value, and of course where we can partner with other people beyond pharma, in the advocacy in a more integrated way.
How do they have meaningful interactions with every one of their key stakeholders, whether it be the physicians, the payers, the providers, of patients, to ensure that they understand the use of their medications, and that they ultimately are helping improve patients' lives and patient outcomes with their products.
Google is a connector, so we have a relevant search query about the topic diabetes, and from a patient or from a doctor, and we bring to it the right offer and information of a company. So we see each other as a connector. This is what a search engine is all about, to find the right people who has a need and the right people who has an offer, and brings them together and having a dialogue.
If we think about content on the internet now as absolutely mind-boggling, no one can really get to grips in their mind with how much content there really is, and probably even in healthcare alone. And I think it's kind of a landfill of information. I think for me the big challenge this year will be, how can we take part in the curation of that content for people, but not based around our own assets, but based around helping people find the right information for them at the right time. And I think that has many challenges, both ideological in a sense, but also challenges regarding copyright, ownership, and also whether we're prepared to kind of serve our communities, as opposed to serve them in a way that is best for them, or whether we still want to just push our own agenda and our own message on people.
There's no big change coming in Canada. U.S. is getting tighter. we're knowing that. Europe is wrestling, and I think Europe has a different problem in that you have so many different governmental jurisdictions and cultural differences that it's hard to get everybody on the same page at the same time. So that's a different problem that Canada has and the US has. Will they ever all be one happy, harmonious regulatory world? No, I don't think so.
I feel that pharma is, broadly supportive of each other with regard to trying to get to grips with this difficult area for us in a highly regulated environment. And I believe that, although of course we all, want our companies to do well, I don't feel that within this specific space of trying to get to grips with social media and new forms of communication, that is a desire to see other people fail terribly, which I think would be very bad for the industry as a whole.